moving to oneness. Nourishing curiosity. Embracing differences. Becoming one.
What would it feel like if you move through the world from your center? It's like floating. The body moves you. You don't even have to think. Isn't that beautiful? Stay tuned and you'll learn more about this beautiful way of being. Hello, everyone. I'm Meilin Ehlke, and I welcome you to the Moving to Oneness podcast. And I have a beautiful guest. The word beautiful is coming up and up and up, but it is really the right word because you are a beautiful being. And we're not hearing this word, I believe, often enough. Many of us even cringe when someone tells us we're beautiful. But what does beauty encumbrance? It encumbrances everything, being in connection with everything, being in connection with who you are, being one with nature that surrounds you, doing the right thing in the moment because you're acting on your own knowledge. Isn't that beautiful, this sovereignty, when your light shines through? And one of these women, or beings, I should say, is right here with me today from the Netherlands. And she's not always there. She's a world traveler, often also on the Pacific coast of the US. So everyone, please welcome with me Yemaya. And I said it in African way. Sorry, everyone. I have been trained, as you know, by the African gods to move. And I let her say the way she says it because it's so beautiful. It's so feminine. But I'll try one more time. It's Yemaya van de Belt. And please help me with the name and Yemaya. Oh, I got it. I had to say it in English. Ooh. So see, but it's important to show that words and names are really not so important for others, but mainly for us, and we'll maybe delve in that later too. So much comes up just introducing you. Please, Yemaya, thank you for being here and bringing your light, shining your brightness, your pure energy into the world and supporting so many in finding the one point that makes them out, that is themselves. Hello, my dear.
It's so wonderful being here with you today, Meilin. My name is Yemaya van de Belt. Indeed, in African, it is pronounced as Yemaya, and there are so many different pronunciations of it. So thank you so much for having me here today. It's such an honor to be here with all of you, and I'm so excited to dive deep into what it truly is to really be deeply connected with ourselves and move from our center today.
Before we move on to you, what came while you were speaking has a reason, right? The African continent and the Yorubas, they're bringing into our conversation today the energy. That's why there was put so much emphasis on it. And what comes through is that they dance their wisdom, right? And the more you dance out of your center point, which you'll speak a lot about today, then you are really in tune with the earth below you, with the skies above you, the cosmos, but also with your surrounding. You move in unison. And so many of us have lost it. It was cut away, it was through social structures. For thousands of years, our movement was restricted, or even finding out who we are, and that it is so important to be oneself. Yeah, knowing, yes, everything is connected with us, and I'm connected everything with everything, and you're connected with me and everyone out there and everything existing. But even then, to really figure out, who am I? How do I act? How do I walk on this beautiful planet? And you had an experience in your life that brought you to expressing your purpose here on earth now through moving that center point into the right position. Tell me a little bit how it was before and how you found it, because your life was not easy, but you switched it around. Your dedication to yourself. Oh, and that is the best question, if I remember. How did it feel like, and how did you know you needed to start changing and looking for your true essence?
That's a beautiful question. Well, before, at the age of 14, I started dealing with chronic fatigue. So I would wake up daily with the feeling that I had no muscle or bone in my body. And it just really felt like something was off. I didn't feel like myself anymore, and I didn't know why. And before, I used to be very optimistic. I used to love life. And somehow it just felt like life was weighing heavy on my shoulders. And all my energy was just draining away. So I went on this search to look for answers. And first, I went to hospitals, but they couldn't find the cause of what was going on. And instead, they told me that it was all in my head and that I was depressed. Which I think sometimes doctors, when they don't understand where things come from, they just mention that it's all in your head. Well, very often, I believe it comes from deeper layers that they don't work with. So after they told me that it was all in my head, I just deeply felt that that wasn't the case. And I continued my journey searching to what would truly help me. And then I found an orthomolecular therapist, and she really measured all of the energy in my body. And she was actually the first one to say that something was really off. But she told me that I had to take supplements for the rest of my life that were just incredibly expensive.
Yeah.
And at that moment, I decided that I continued searching, but I needed to look on the level of energy, because apparently that is where they did see that something was really off. So I continued searching, and it is so interesting because sometimes when we really hit that rock bottom, or some people say so beautifully, rock foundation, where you really feel like something really needs to change right now, that's when the solution comes. So when I hit that point, I came across an article that was talking about this ancient method that indigenous people used to work with worldwide that had been completely forgotten. And it was speaking about that we all have an energy field, and the energy field has an epicenter, which is supposed to be right in the middle of our chest. And this point, yes, exactly, right there. So this point is responsible for the right amount of energy distribution through our whole body, including our brain. And when this point shifts, which can happen because of traumatic experiences that we go through, an accident, drugs or alcohol, it can be that this point shifts or even splits. And when that happens, it can really have a massive impact on the way that we experience life. So it directly impacts our health, our mental and emotional well-being, and how we feel within our own body and how we think. So some people also experience it as I feel off center or I don't feel like myself anymore. So I went to have this treatment done, and within minutes, this person would find where my center point was located, and he could describe in details how I had been feeling for so many years. And the moment that he touched it, I nearly fainted, because it's like you block the energy from actually coming into your body. So many people get very lightheaded. So even though I was skeptical at that time, I just knew that what he was doing was really spot on. And it took about 3 days to really integrate and settle in my system. And after 3 days, all of my energy came back. And I could just really feel that I had finally come back to myself, to my true self. And I had this deep inner knowing that I could get rid of all my supplements. And I also truly felt that people need to know that this treatment exists.
Yes.
Because if I would have known that treatment 6 years earlier, it would have been life-changing for me. It would have saved me 6 years of suffering. And that's when I really felt a deep inner calling to really share this with the world, because I truly feel that it's so foundational to truly be able to live our lives in the most optimal and joyful ways.
Yeah, it's so true. Everyone, I did experience the Centerpoint. The first day I met Yemaya, I was drawn to her, or to you, Yemaya. And I knew in that moment when you spoke about it, that mine had been off center. And we had, what's so amazing, a short session in my life, in my understanding. And you found it right away where it was located, and you brought it back home. And it is this bringing back home. I could feel it. And these things had been with me. Oh, I'm now end of my 50s, most of my life. And I thought, oh no, I've done so much. But I knew that was like the last key. It had to be turned, and things come exactly in the moment when you need it in life. But for our older generation that I am in, or let's say has been here a while on this earth, there was many reasons why it is. But I think nowadays, for the young generation, when you're speaking, and then I know you went through much more than you just hinted on. You really had a rough, tough time. And kudos to your parents, because your parents were really, really open in looking for help, in supporting you in trying things out. So thank you, parents of Yemaya, of being this alert and having that deep compassion and love for your daughter. But this, we spoke about that prior once, is every young person earlier, right? Because it's just the time, and my son is going through this, or has been going through, what do I do right after school? Why is it not something like this part of the school education? Some countries have that. They have much more centering, meditation, but that takes ages. I love how speedy is the center point work. It's a half an hour, and then you check if it's still there. Maybe if you got a little rambunctious one, you have to nudge it once more into a position. But it saves many rituals. And for the young people where things move so much quicker anyway, and they can adjust faster, they can embody their own wisdom, they suddenly can throw off what has burdening them, what they have had maybe no energy to do. And when that center point, and I would love to hear you, what you think, what it will bring children that come out of high school and they're looking for their path or expressing really their path. And many listen too much to others, right? Because maybe the center point is not within them. But when it's there, nothing, there's a sense that you can't be pushed over. You can't be pushed over because you know you're moving your body. And yeah, talk to that for a second, please.
Yeah, well, that's so beautiful that you say that, because for many people, they have actually never experienced what it is like to have their center point in the right location. So as we go through life, many people already experience so many things, or as a child, they have an accident, or some children already go through very deep,
Yeah.
intense emotional experiences that they just didn't have the time for to actually even digest or process. So many people experience that it is very difficult to truly feel what they want, who they are, and to feel confident within themselves and make decisions that feel deeply aligned with their truth. And I think right now we live in a world where there are so many choices and possibilities, and it's incredible everything that's out there, but sometimes also a bit overwhelming. And especially when you just come out of school and then you are asked what you want to study or what do you want to become. And at that moment, you already need to make such an important decision that will impact the direction of your life so much.
Yeah.
And I personally really feel that having your center point in the right location brings this deep connection to your authenticity, to express yourself with confidence and honor your own truth and wisdom. So you can tap into your internal GPS, so to say, instead of getting lost in all these different possibilities out there.
Yeah.
And overall, people just feel much more at home in their own body. They feel confident within themselves. Their nervous system is much calmer. Their brain is much more clear. So I think it is so important, especially for children that are just finishing high school or between the age of 16 and 18, to actually have their center point reset so they can really move through this world from the most empowered way in deep connection with who they are.
Yes, and you know, it was so funny. Nova just came. Everyone, he and his brother turned or are one today. And what cats in my eyes show is this flexibility, this graciousness. That comes what we haven't spoken about too. The graciousness of the movements, of how the body moves through space, right? Too often we're too pushed down or pulled down, and we should float in a way over the earth to be in communication with the ground, and at the same time with the star nations, the stars and the cosmos, and so much more. And what the center point is important also for Yemaya is, right? we have energy flowing in through our feet, moving into a body, coming really to the center. If it's optimal, it's your center point. And we have energy coming from the cosmos moving through us. And those two are needed, because if it wouldn't be there, we would be flat like a pancake, right? The pool of the earth, the gravity, but we also have the cosmic. And to live that in harmony and balance. And we acknowledge this, or the more we acknowledge that we have both influences or both life forces and these energies moving through us, and that they come together in the center point. It's like a ball playing with each other, going into communication with my own wisdom, with your wisdom, Yemaya, with everyone's wisdom, right? And then you send it out into the world. That's when you shine. And especially for so many professions, even that is missing. Or in the day-to-day life, or as a woman, if we stay today as in the topic of the women, some cultures have that, Yemaya. They walk more gracious. We're both come out of the Northern European, very military, educated school system, right? We have schools already for over 400 years where women can also go to, but we walk a little bit too much still straight, instead of having our legs a little bit on the outside, more in a balance, the hips a little lower, and have a swag or a swing to it. You can see it when I was in Bali, I saw it, or in South America. The women, they walk gracious, they're soft, they know what they're about. Mm-hmm. And I think that is so, again, beautiful to watch, because they smile, they have this little pep, even if they have to carry, and you're able then to carry heavy things on your head or on your back. You can walk faster through the landscape, long distances. Your energy stays. Now, this is another thing. It's you have the ability to move through, to be fast, to be flexible. Going back to the cat. I mean, they sometimes even don't see where they jump up to. But in the moment of flight, they can fine-tune and readjust and look for what they need. Mm-hmm. And this is what the center point in the right location does as well. I've experienced it, and I've heard other people speak about it. And that you bring. So this is a way we all should move through the world. So I'm really, really happy you're bringing it. But you're bringing it also with a lightness. So your being comes to it, and you have everyone. She has a image behind her where you see the light flowing in a big clear beam into her, and then she has the beautiful blonde long hair on the side, and everyone knows what kind of star nation you represent. And then the illuminated blue behind her. Mm-hmm. So it is also, you switch a little bit timelines for people. You mm-hmm. set them on their path. Yeah, everyone, you have to watch this video come over if you're on the audio. Her eyes just went widely open. And speak more about it, Yemaya, because people are looking for this now. In these times, any woman, any being, catapulting with speed, and you're very speediest. It's not just that it only takes a half an hour or less, really 10 minutes. But that life becomes like you're on your path, and with speed, there is less in the way. And if there's in the way, you just jump over. So this all came.
Yes, I love that so much. And I think it's so beautiful as well, what you were saying about this flow in life. And what came to me is the earth has the electromagnetic field, which goes inside the North and the South Pole. And it's the earth electromagnetic field that birds, for example, are navigating to. So all of life is attuned to this field, and so are we,
Yeah.
right? And when this field shifts, even if it's a tiny little bit, if the North and the South Pole would shift, we would experience such a massive changes on this planet. Climate would change, volcanoes would erupt, tsunamis would happen, like huge. And
Yeah.
it's the
Yeah.
same with the center point. It is as if our electromagnetic field is not in the right location and we cannot navigate well through life. So it is really bringing first our own north and south pole back to the right place, so we are tapped in to this bigger intelligence of life and the true essence that we are, so we can really indeed jump timelines quickly and walk in this gracious way, flowing through life. Because I think through all of our conditioning, and especially in Germany and the Netherlands, indeed, with all of the school systems we have here and so many rules, sometimes we get more and more out of touch with our inner flow and our internal navigation system. But that doesn't mean it's not there, right? We just need to tap back in and reconnect.
Yes.
And when we're truly, deeply reconnected with ourselves, we can shift timelines so easy.
Woohoo!
Yeah, that is one of the things that I'm so passionate about, and it just lights me up, because that is one of the things I truly love to support others with, and truly feel that that's why I came here, to really bring people back home to who they are, and from there reminding them and showing them how incredibly powerful they are, because we have the power of creation inside of us, and we can truly create miracles in this world when we are deeply aligned with who we are. So I am all about jumping timelines and deeply remembering who we are at the essence of our being. And from that place, we are all one and all connected. And that's why I love the name of your podcast so much as well, because it truly is moving back to oneness.
Yes. And I had to think while you used the word navigation, and then again you have these lines, illuminated, blue illuminated, sorcery lines behind you. I had to think about sailing. Oh, and the from the Pacific, how they move from Polynesia to Hawaii, and relearning. There are also many of our cultures around the world. We're relearning our ancient wisdom, a wisdom that is unique or part of us, and we have forgotten. And that's the one of looking at the stars and trusting the stars and where they're located. So the way of saying, I can do it, it's going to be easy. Yeah, that comes also, I think, through the center point again. We had forgotten that. That's reactivated, like you become a little bit more courageous. And this sovereignty, it's soft. That's really important what came. So it's a strength and a softness. So that's why the word graciousness comes over and over. And a gentleness. But still there's a sturdiness. But a natural sturdiness. It's not like when you have to go, here I am, like make yourself heavy like a rock. You are heavy like a rock and can fly as fast as an eagle. This is the difference. And when someone experiences this, it pops open. There is a burst of I'm missing the word. It doesn't matter. of gates,
It's like their
of
true
portals.
light starts shining.
Yeah, genau. Maybe that's why also Nova came, right? It's this collapse or this coming together of oneself, yeah,
Mhm.
but with everything that's connected to us. And out of that is this star burst and this energy burst, this light, an array of light. So, wow.
Yeah, and
Keep
in
on doing your work. I look what comes
many
out of me for the world. Yeah.
yeah, thank you. Yeah, and in many ancient traditions, they also say that here, the center of our chest is the seat of our soul. So very often what I see with people, once the center point is going right through that, it is deeply connecting us to our true light and to our soul. And then just like you say, it's just this burst of light that happens. But I think that it is so important that the light that we hold can be anchored into our body, because
Yeah.
also what we're seeing a lot is that people are on this journey of self-development or soul searching, and they really want to discover who they truly are in their deepest essence and why they came here and what their true purpose is. But I see very often that people go a lot out there and do a lot of work, but with that, they are not anchored into their body, or they have these really beautiful and powerful plant medicine experiences. But actually, plant medicine can move the center point to a different location where you can receive amazing insights, but very often it doesn't move back by itself. And the moment that after a ceremony you move it back to the center, it's like the true light and expansion can be fully anchored into the body, into the here and now. And that's where we can really ground and anchor it in this reality. But if we can't do that, very often it actually makes it more difficult for people to navigate this world, because it's like the awareness and expansion that happens on a spiritual level can also be, let's say, creating resistance more towards all of these systems here, or even, yeah, we have money as energy exchange in this world. But I also know that a lot of people that are very busy with spiritual work can feel very challenged by those systems.
Yeah.
And the more spiritual work they do, the more they disconnect from this world, and it becomes even more challenging for them. Well, I truly believe in exactly the opposite, doing the expansion work, but we need to integrate it in the here and now so we can truly anchor in this light and bring this light and expansion into this world so we can together move and create from another level of consciousness, from where I truly believe systems will shift automatically.
Yeah, it's more fun. The word fun came.
Yeah.
It's more playful. It's lighter, and it's really needed now. Exactly as you said. So many people I've noticed, and also some clients, they want to leave because they lose so much energy trying to be here. And often in a lot of light workers or healers or anyone who does a spiritual work, or many, this embodiment of themselves. And it's really funny that we're talking about, because it's saying the African gods supported me in as a physical channel, embodying my wisdom and sharing that with the world. And then they don't feel comfortable being themselves, and they shut down even more and more and more as time goes by. And we're being pushed now to stop doing that, and that's hard because we have no one who can show us how to do it. So, Yemaya, your work is needed because you can teach it, you can share it with other people how to do it once they experienced it, right? So can be like a quick fire going around the world and touching and making it easier. You can teach it even to young children. We have experienced so much by being a little different or more quieter or always seeing the truth. I think that has been the biggest problem for many healers, that we always saw the truth and what was not pure. And so we shut down, and now it was hard to open up again. So that's another thing. So if you are more into bringing your healing passion to the world, this is a beautiful way, and gentle. There's no roughness to it, to open up and bring that back into your life, this being one. I just had to think about it. It just came up. A recent client, or even I had men. One day there was a workshop, Jemaya, only men appeared. And I had to sing, not into the front right here. I had everyone, and they were really different. They came from different traditions, and I could see, one more Siberian connected African. Then there was more that came out of the woods. He was more Druidish. It had to be sung into the back of that center point. And then suddenly their chests opened up and their backs became big. I will never forget that. And they can breathe again. There is no tight breathing. That also happens in your work when you bring it to the right location. You breathe naturally. You take also the breath you desire and is needed for you to be who you are and to do the work you're here on this planet for doing. Yeah. So it is this pulling in, and again, then it goes into this mishmash with your wisdom, what you're bringing out and sending out. So it's not only us women, which is really important now that we become who we are, but also because men grew up under the women who've not been themselves. Yeah, right, the mothers and most school. We were talking about schooling systems, the most mainly women. Later in life, then they're suddenly all under men. Oh, that's changing too now at the time. But giving them again the opportunity to be the man they chose to be a man. And if we keep them too tight, too narrow, they cannot do what they need to do. So an appel to women, I think that's the word. Support your men in becoming more men, becoming wider as you become more feminine. It will happen automatically. So if we concentrate. But sometimes I think, we can move things ahead a little quicker. Give your son or sons, give your partner or boss or the person you meet on the street, your father even, energy to be that wideness, to take in. That's the nice word. We can take in the place we need for us to be who we are. That is also what Centerpoint does. Wow.
Yeah, and it's so beautiful because I think right now we're going through such a shift between the masculine and feminine polarity. And it is just the creation forces in nature have this polarity. That's why we all carry this feminine energy and masculine energy. And most women feel that they have more of a feminine essence, but they also have this masculine energy. And I think it is so beautiful what you say about that. We as women can truly empower the masculine to really be that innate protector of life itself that they carry within them, right? And because we allow them to be that protector and nourishing life itself, which is the feminine can thrive. because she is deeply connected with her inner wisdom, with the body, with the flow of life, and a moment that we can truly be in our feminine essence and feel safe that we can be there, then it nourishes the masculine essence again, which becomes even stronger and more nourishing and protecting. And it is just this beautiful dance between the creation energies that can really, I feel, truly just make such a big change in the world together, because we need both in their truest essence and we need them to come together in harmony.
Yeah, and it is time. It is time. It is time. So, how can people connect with you, Jemaya, and experience? And I want to say, you really have also a great price point, and this is kudos to you as well. So many people out around the world, that's so important, can experience it.
Well, to me, it is so important that everybody has access to it.
Yeah.
That's why I decided to do that. People can reach out to me through ascended.living, which it also shares a lot about how me and my partner help people to truly embody this higher consciousness. And if people are interested in experience a Centerpoint Reset, I will send you the direct link and people can schedule a session with me. We can put it in the notes with the podcast.
Yeah,
And
will do.
then people can directly schedule a Centerpoint Reset with me.
Yeah, and you're sometimes here in Europe, you're sometimes on the West Coast, Canada, right? And
In
where
Mexico.
you are Mexico also.
I love traveling.
So it's no excuse. You can find everywhere. And if you have children, I really appel, let them have the Centerpoint Reset. We as children go through much, and that they can already be as a youngster, teenager. God, all the would say teenagers are also difficult. They're not. It is just, they have to be a little rebellious because they're bringing newness to the world. Otherwise, we wouldn't change as a globe. It would be boring. And that they can be who they are. And the body can move different, their brain can move different this way, and in tune with themselves and in tune with the cosmos, in tune with the world, and in tune with their own wisdom. So what would be, Jemaya, one thing you would like to leave with the audience, the listener, the viewer, if they are not able? Oh, no, I'm not going to say that because they will. A lot of people will be coming and more. You have to start training a lot of people to move them forward now. What could you do now? Is there a way to do like a miniature energy exchange? What could you do or say or want to say? What do you want to do?
So what I've seen with people is that resetting their center point to the right location can truly be life-changing for them and deeply connecting them to themselves. And for anyone wanting to feel deeply connected to their true selves, live in optimal health and well-being, the center point is truly foundational to live a happy, joyful life in deep connection with who you are in your truest essence. So if you feel the call to experience that, I would be honored to support you on your journey to shift into your most desired timeline and to support you in just really creating a beautiful life here.
I think you just brought a lot of people by speaking into a higher light energy center. They can also make decision more freely for themselves. Often, even as healers, we don't look at ourselves as much. We're always there for others, or often there for others. And you just switch something so people can look to themselves, take care of themselves, take the time for themselves. So I really appreciate that. And yeah, foundational, that word also came up. There's this word in English like a founding members. It's like you're your own founding member. This, yes. I thought that beautiful. Yeah, it could be also core, yes, or and also in a foundry you create something new, right? In a foundry, something is made, and what it also came that you give, and you have given even now in the moment, people the opportunity to craft themselves. To everyone, please take a moment and just inhale this. You crafting yourself, you're molding yourself, and you're deciding what you want to bring out, not the world around you that is not comfortable maybe with who you are. But as the more you show of yourself, others will become more of themselves. That is also something we didn't speak so much about, but that happens. The more I am me, the more Yemaya is herself, and the more we both are ourselves, everyone around us becomes themselves. So I hope you become yourself faster than you thought is possible. Yemaya, thank you very much for being on the Moving to Oneness podcast, having you here on your vacation. I'm really honored that you took the time. And everyone, take the time that you need for you, because it will speed you up. It will speed you up, and speed is what we all need on this globe now. I desire, and Yemaya already put that energy out there in the last minute, of you moving forward fast, changing fast, and do go to her if you want to be ultimate speed, which I think you want to. It's needed right now. And thank you very much for listening, for being who you are. Yemaya, again, thank you for being this woman shining light and so true to yourself, and that you never gave up on finding what you need. And it was a rough a path, but your rough path you've transformed to be the gift for all of us. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much for having me on the podcast today. It's been such a joy and honor to be here with you all. Thank you.
Thank you. So thanks again, everyone, to listening to the Moving to Oneness podcast. Feel the energy of your own center and how it touches the world around you. Goodbye.